Okay, we're going to continue to look at trickier simultaneous equations, but ones that are a bit trickier again from the ones that we looked at previously. Okay, let's say we had a scenario in which we had 3x plus 4y equals 7 and 2x plus 5y equals 7. That's equation 1 and that's equation 2, and we had to solve to find out what x and y was. Okay, now the problem with this one is to get from 2 up to 3 would require multiplying by a decimal number, which is not ideal. And to get from 4 up to 5, that would also require to do the same thing. Now, this means what I'll need to do with this one is not just manipulate one equation, but manipulate both of the equations. Now, what I could do is I could try to get up to something called the lowest common multiple. Now, your multiples, for example, of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. Multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. For 6 it would be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 and so on. Now what we look for then is to find the lowest common multiple, and we could do for 4 and 5 or 3 and 2, it doesn't really matter. So if we go after 2, then the multiples are 2, 4 and 6, and for 3 it's 3, 6 and 9 and so on. So we can see then that the lowest common multiple is 6. So what we look to do then is to scale the equations up to the lowest common multiple. So we want to get 3 up to 6 and 2 up to 6. So to get 3 up to 6 we'd need to multiply equation 1 by 2. So everything in equation 1 then gets multiplied by 2, and to get from 2 up to 6 we'd need to multiply equation 2 by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, and we'd multiply the rest by 6. Okay, so that'll give me 2 brand new equations. So the first equation is getting multiplied by 2, so everything in the first equation is getting multiplied by 2. 3x times 2 is 6x, 4y times 2 is 8y, and 7 times 2 is 14. That's now equation 3. We're now going to multiply equation 2 by 3, so 2x times 3 is 6x, 5y times 3 is 15y, and 7 times 3 is 21. And that's now equation 4. Okay, now we can see that the signs are both the same. So if the signs are the same, we subtract. So I'm going to do equation 4, take away equation 3. Okay, so they'll go 15y take away 8y is 7y, 21 take away 14 is 7. I then bring the 7 down and divide, and y equals 7 over 7, y equals 1. I now need to sub y equals 1 into one of the equations to find x. Now I've now got a choice of 4 equations. It doesn't matter which one I use, so I'm going to go for equation 1 up here. Okay, so I'm going to sub y equals 1 into equation 1. So 3x plus 4 lots of 1 equals 7. 3x plus 4 equals 7. 4 off of both sides, and 3x will be equal to 3. Bring the 3 down and divide. X equals 3 over 3, and x is equal to 1. Final answer, x equals 1, y equals 1. Okay, let's try another one of these trickier ones. Let's go for 3p plus 5q is equal to 31. Call that equation 1. And 2p plus 7q equals 39, call that equation 2. Okay, so this is one we're going to have to manipulate both equations, because getting 5 up to 7 would be tricky and getting 2 up to 3 would be tricky. So we could eliminate p's or q's here, so this time let's go for q. We could do p, but let's go for q. Okay, so what's the lowest common multiple? So that's the lowest number that's in the times table of 5 and 7. We'll have a wee think about it. It's definitely 35. And just to illustrate then, so for 5, my multiples would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on. And for 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, and so on. So how do I get from 5 up to 35, multiply by 7, and how do I get from 7 up to 35, multiply by 5? Okay, so equation 1, everything gets multiplied by 7, 3p times 7, 21p, 5q times 7, 35q, 31 times 7, just take your time with that, I can go to the side, take your time, get it right. 7 times 1 is 7, 7 3s are 21, 217, that's now equation 3. Okay, equation 2, and I'm going to multiply everything by 5, so 2p times 5 is 10p, 7q times 5 is 35q, 39 times 5, again take your time, go to the side, 5 9s are 45, 5 down carry 4, 5 3s are 15, plus the 4 is 19, 195, that's equation 4. Okay, the signs are the same, I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to do 3 take away 4. I could do 4 take away 3. The reason why I'm not going to do that is because if I did 4 take away 3, I would get 10p take away 21p, which would be minus 11p. It's slightly easier to do 3 take away 4, 21p take away 10p, but it's not a big deal either way. Okay, so 21p take away 10p is 11p. Q's cancel out, and 217 take away 195 will be 22. I then bring the 11 down and divide. P equals 22 over 11, and that's 2. I'm now going to sub p equals 2 into one of the equations. Again, remember it doesn't matter, I can choose any at random, but I'm going to go for one of the equations with smaller numbers to make it a wee bit easier on myself. So let's go for equation 1. So equation 1, and I'm going to sub p equals 2 into that equation. So 3 lots of 2 plus 5q equals 31, 6 plus 5q equals 31, 6 over both sides, 5q equals 25, bring the 5 down and divide, and q will be equal to 25 over 5, q equals 5, final answer q equals 5, and p equals 2. Okay, let's try another example. Let's go for 3g plus 5h equals minus 13, equation 1, and 7g minus 2h equals minus 3, equation 2. Okay, now I could scale 3 and 7 up to what would be the lowest common multiple. So for 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and so on. 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35 and so on. The lowest common multiple for 3 and 7 would be 21. For 5 and 2 it would definitely be 10. So at random I'm going to scale up the h's, and 5 and 2 I'm going to scale them up to 10. So the first equation I'm going to multiply by 2, and the second equation I'm going to multiply by 5. Okay, so everything in equation 1 will be multiplied by 2. 3g times 2, 6g. 5h times 2, 10h. minus 13 times 2, minus 26. Okay, equation 2, I'm going to multiply everything this time by 5. So 7g times 5, 35g, minus 2h times 5, minus 10h, and minus 3 times 5, minus 15. That's equation 3, that's equation 4. Okay, let's get into a routine. Signs are different, add the equations. So that's a routine. If the signs are the same, we subtract. If the signs are different, we add. 6g plus 35g, 41g. They'll go. Minus 26 plus minus 15. So minus 26. We're going to add on another minus 15. Now take your time to think about that. If you had a £26 debt, minus £26 in your bank, and then you took out another debt of £15, that would bring you down to a balance of minus 41. I'm now going to bring the 41 down and divide, and g will be equal to minus 41 over 41, and g equals minus 1. I'm going to now sub that g equals minus 1 into one of the equations. This time I'm going to choose equation 1. So in equation 1, where I see g, I'm going to replace it with minus 1. 3 lots of minus 1 plus 5h equals minus 13. Minus 3 plus 5h equals minus 13. I'm now going to add 3 to both sides. 5h equals minus 13 plus 3 is minus 10. It's then h equals minus 10 over 5, and h equals minus 2. Final answer, g equals minus 1, h equals minus 2. Okay, let's try another. Let's go for minus 5n plus 2m equals minus 1, equation 1, and 3n minus 7m equals 18, equation 2. Okay, now if I was going to eliminate n's, I would need to bring 5 and 3 up to 15. If I was going to do m's, I'd need to bring 2 and 7 up to 14. It's not really much a decision to make, just choose one and on you go. So I'm going to this time go for n's. I'm going to scale them up to 15, so I'll need to multiply equation 1 by 3. And that's because 5 times 3 will give me 15. And equation 2 by 5, and that's because 3 times 5 will give me 15. Okay, so minus 5 n times 3 is minus 15n. 2m times 3 is 6m. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3, equation 3. Okay, 3n times 5, 15n. Minus 7m times 5, minus 35m. 18 times 5, take your time, that's 90. There's equations 3 and 4. Okay, I've got 15 in there, so that's obviously a plus. And signs are different. Signs are different, and I'm going to add the equations. So equation 3 plus 4. Okay, they'll cancel out. 6m, I'm going to add on minus 35m. Take your time, be careful, minus 29m. Minus 3 plus 90, 87. I'm now going to bring the minus 29 down and divide. And that will be 87 divided by minus 29. Take your time, that goes in a whole amount of times. That's minus 3. I'm now going to sub m equals minus 3 into one of the equations. I can choose any, but let's choose one where the numbers are a wee bit smaller, and this time let's sub that into equation 2. So it doesn't matter which one I go for, but I might as well make life as easy as possible for myself. So I'm going to replace m with minus 3, so it's going to be 3n minus 7 lots of minus 3 is equal to 18. 3n minus 7 times minus 3 plus 21 is equal to 18. And they're going to take 21 off of both sides. Take your time. 3m equals 18 minus 21 is minus 3. m equals minus 3 over 3, and minus 3 divided by 3 is minus 1. Final answer, n equals minus 3, m equals minus 1. You can see that I made a mistake there and called that m. It should have been all the way through m. So m equals minus 3, m equals minus 1. Okay, let's try one final example. Let's go for minus 2q plus 3r equals 21, equation 1, and minus 9q minus 8r equals minus 13, equation 2. Okay, so I could get rid of r's or q's. I'm going to this time look to get rid of q's. I'm going to get these 2, 9 up to 18. So that means multiplying the first equation by 9 and the second equation by 2. So everything in each equation is multiplied by, first of all, 9 for equation 1, and second of all, 2 for equation 2. Okay, so equation 1, minus 2q times 9 minus 18q. 3r times 9, 27r. 21 times 9, take your time, go to the side. 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 189. Equation 3. Okay, equation 4 is going to be as follows. Minus 9q times 2 minus 18q. Minus 8r times 2 minus 16r. And minus 13 times 2 minus 26. Equation 4. Okay, the signs are the same. So remember, the rule is the signs are the same, subtract the equations. So 3 take away 4, or I could do 4 take away 3. Okay, they'll cancel out. Okay, so I've then got 27r minus 16r. So be careful, it's not 27r minus 16r, it's 27r minus 16r. So that's 27r plus 16r, that's 43r. And then it's 189 minus 26, so it's 189 plus 26. Again, take your time. And that will give me 215. Okay, let's keep going. R equals 215 divided by 43. Okay, so 43 into 215, that will go 5 times r equals 5. I'm going to take that r equals 5 and sub it back into one of the equations. So again, I'm going to stick to an equation with slightly smaller numbers. So I'm going to go for equation 3. So in equation 1 rather, so I'm going to sub r equals 5 into equation 1. So anywhere equation 1 with a CR, I replace it with 5. So that's going to be minus 2q plus 3 lots of 5 equals 21. Minus 2q plus 15 equals 21. 15 off of both sides. Minus 2q equals 6. Bring the minus 2 down, divide. 6 divided by minus 2, q equals minus 3. Final answer.